Hey, what's up guys? It's Pedro here from noobcoder.com, and in this tutorial we're going to be talking about arrays. Now, what an array does is it basically allows us to store multiple values within a single variable. So let's say I want to list a bunch of animals. Well, we know we can create a bunch of variables. For instance, I could say var cow is assigned cow. Then I could go down and say var chicken is assigned chicken, and you should be getting the point of where I'm heading to. But what happens if I just want a nice location where I could put all my animals inside? So right now I'm just going to delete all this because we don't need it. And instead of creating multiple variables, I'm going to say var animal list. I'm going to hit the assignment and then these two brackets here, end it with a semicolon. So right now the list is empty, so let's actually initialize this array with some values. So what I can pass in is chicken, right? That's the name of an animal. I can pass in a cow, and let's pass in one more, and let's say I want to pass in duck. Okay, and right now, how would I access what's inside of my array? What's inside of this list? So what I can do on the next line is say animal list, put these brackets here, and now I have to give it the index. So let's say I want to access cow. Now, arrays are zero-based index, meaning that the first position is 0. So chicken is going to be index 0, cow is going to be index 1, and duck is going to be index 2. So I want cow, I just put the index of it 1 here. And let's actually print this out onto the console so we can see that that's actually happening. Parentheses, semicolon, Control S to save, Control B, right click, Review and Explorer, double click, F12, and you can see that we get cow. And let's head over back to our editor, and if we just copy this, you can see that if I say index 0, 1, 2, Control S to save, head over to Chrome, refresh, you can see that we have our array printed out. So now let's head back to our editor. And now we know how to access the data within our array. We just say animal list and then we give it the index. But now let's say if I want to change the data. So let's say I don't like chicken being at index 0 for whatever reason. So I'm just gonna erase all of that. I'm gonna say animal list brackets 0, and then I can assign it whatever I want. So I can say, so let's see, we have chicken, cow, duck, let's say turkey. And now if I print out index 0, and then with semicolon, Control S, head over to Chrome, refresh, you can see index 0 has the value of turkey now as opposed to chicken. And the last thing that I want to bring up is that JavaScript is a dynamically typed language. I mentioned this in the very first tutorial. So all that means is, unlike other languages like C++ and Java where they're statically typed, like for instance, this is an array of strings, right? All our data are strings. What I can do in JavaScript is I can have a number here. I can have a boolean here, false, if I can spell, and I could have a string here. And if I hit Control S to save, and let's actually print out all the indexes. So just gonna copy. Let's remove this line of code. So 1, 2, Control S to save. Head over to Chrome, refresh. You can see that we don't get any errors whatsoever, and that's because JavaScript is dynamically typed, so you can have an array of multiple things. You do not need to just stick to one type. You can have multiple types within our array.